This was the version they used.
Yeah, but I was wondering if she was involved.
She wouldn't say that.
She's got the head for that. Was Ellie on the session with you?
No, she never sang the backup.
No, she never sang it.
She did with the Dixie
But she
Chicks.
used to sing it.
She
Wasn't
did.
this one of the first things she ever wrote?
No, what, this? No.
She was writing for about a year.
Because she
She had written, yeah, that's right, that was pretty early on. That was her first real,
I like this.
when she signed with Lieber and Stoller, she was still writing with Tony Towers. She wrote a song for Jay and the Americans. I can't remember what the title of it was. It wasn't Yes, it was, she also wrote You Should Have Told Me for the Angels in 1962. She wrote that with Artie Wayne, I think.
But she wrote songs in the 50s. She had records out in the 50s.
She did. She had one record out in 58, one in 60.
Ellie and the Jets?
That was in 60, yeah.
You know, did she ever tell you the story that one of her songs was ripped off and became a big hit?
Oh, I've had it?
Yes.
Yeah. By the Bell Notes.
Right. She said she did that on her accordion in high school. And she was like 13 years old, 14 years old. And the Bell Notes were there, she says. And they heard it, and they copied it.
No, they were a band.
What's number 3 on the line? Let me write it out.
And then, He's Got the Power is probably one of the first ones that she had played.
But Tony didn't write a lot of that stuff with her. She wrote most of that by herself.
Well, his name is on the credits.
Oh, yeah.
She wants to play something about
The first single that I think actually got published by her and Jeff Barry was Did You Run Run? Anything before that, Powers had... Yeah. That was the first one with Jeff.
Like today, I
We're going to talk about
That was with Tony
Stand
Powers.
by. Stand by.
nothing.
Well, okay. Is that what she said?
Stand by. Wait. Hold it.
No,
Lily Walker, Exciter is here. That's an exciting song, Lily. Thanks for sharing that with us tonight. It's great to have you here, and we'd like to say a couple things about that.
Oh, well, just that. We are the first ones that recorded the Wadili, but not long after a British group during the British invasion, a group called Manfred Mann came and took us off the map. But we were doing pretty good with the song, and we consider that our song, actually. And Brenda's leading. Brenda's leading all the songs.
So we're going to be playing some other songs. Like right now, we have another one as well. The other one we're going to play is Soul Motion.
Soul Motion, yeah.
So my producer
That was
just
a good
handed me
song.
that. Would you want to tell us
the Beatles.
from the Beatles or anything about your experiences with this song?
Oh, well, I mainly, not so much about that song, but mainly I just want to mention that we were on the Beatle tour of 1964. It lasted for 6 weeks, and we did just about every major city in the United States. It was really, really a great tour.
Do you have any CDs of that particular tour, or any music we could play sometime on a future show?
We don't have any CDs of it. We mainly just sang the songs that are on our album, or the songs that we did during the Beatle tour.
Well, why don't we play this song when we come back? I have a few commercials to read, and then we'll do a wrap-up on this hour. And bless you, by the way. And we'll come back, and we have Brian Gary leading off the next hour, along with our great rapper, Mr. Manny. Are you over there? Oh, there you are. You're all ready to start it off? Good. Yeah. We'll be doing that. And we have Gary, a great friend of the late Joe Franklin, to sing a live song for us. You're going to really enjoy this tonight, and give us some experiences of your great relationship with Mr. Joe Franklin right here, WPAT.
What happened? It's like today I met the boy I'm going to marry. It was Baron Schroeder.
There's some people listening, Lily?
Ellie sat there and wrote like a
Good. Enjoying it?
She wrote about 50% of the song.
That's how you did it. No, but that's how you did it back then.
And Andrew Mars is going to come in and take over. He's going to come and Zoom, and I'll take him back and we'll take the show. And we'll set up the computer. Continue on. And we're going to announce part 2 of this next Monday night.
Almost every one of
Well,
them.
we can actually record it through the computer.
Stickler about
It's better because if that thing doesn't record,
She was very
on the stage, you know it's in the computer. No problem.
Now, yeah, you were in the room. You got a credit.
We got to get him back to sing in the studio. Bring him back. People love that. You know. What do we have after this song? You have another one?
To write those.
Huh? Yeah, they're live. But after that, what,
60s
you
and
have
you
another
needed a man.
4 up
Do you
top?
know that
That's
I
what I was
that I
gonna say.
produced almost everything that Mike
Okay.
and I ever did?
Mike Rashkow?
Yeah, but he got the credit.
And he tried to do that with Ellen.
No, he did it.
eBay came along. The 2 shouts that was very hard to get.
I searched for it.
That's the way it was.
Those are horror
Do
stories.
you have them?
That's the way it was.
I have a copy.
And you had to put up with what you had to put up with.
You wanted, and I provided it.
Okay, all right.
And you still stayed friends with Ellie, which is
I
right.
asked her if she wanted to
We
say it.
were friends.
Now that you were.
If it hadn't been her, it would have been many others.
And then you know that Mike started putting out some of their stuff on CD.
We got one great show here this evening. WPAT Teddy Smith with the girl groups. And next Monday night at 8 o'clock, we continue part 2 of this great girl groups right here. And we have Grotto Restaurant on Friday and Saturday night. Live entertainment is upon us, and you should make a reservation for dinner. They have fine Italian food. That's a Grotto Restaurant here in New York City, 1075 First Avenue. Their phone number over there is 212-842-0007. I think one too many zeros, but we'll try it again. 212-842-0007. And you can go online, look them up, grottanyc.com. That's grottanewyorkcity.com. And also, Le Grand Cafe has some of the greatest pizza, brick oven pizza in New York City. They're located at, hi Jeff, at 1078. He's our great photographer over here. He's shooting a video, and we're going to put this on here. So you'll know that I actually did the commercial, okay? Le Grand Cafe. We're doing it live here in the studio. 1078 First Avenue, High Merso, New York, and 212-784-0087 for the greatest brick oven pizza in New York City. Maybe we should do a live broadcast from there, Brian. That would be nice. 212-784-0087 right here at WPAT. We are back live, or we were live. I think we still are live. And
Everybody's still alive?
now we're going to do a what we call a 8-minute wrap-up, beginning with Lily Walker. It was great to have you here tonight, but
Oh, thank
Andrew
you so
Martin will be in
much.
a couple of minutes, and we'll do part 2 of the show, along with Mr. Brian Gary, I'm sure, who will assist, and Manny back there. And so now that we're approaching the 8 minutes before the hour, is there something that you would like to say that would be of interest to us all, or specifically one thing?
Oh, I just wanted to mention that the writer of Tell Him, Bert Burns, his son and daughter made a play about him called A Piece of My Heart, and they're doing Tell Him in the play. And he was very instrumental in building our career.
And the play is going on right now.
Yes.
Well, that's great.
You know
A Piece of My
Whereabouts,
Heart.
you know where?
Oh, I saw it. Oh goodness, I
Is it
don't
here in New
remember the
York?
name of the theater. Yeah, I guess you can look it up online, but it's called A Piece of My Heart, the story of Bert Burns.
And there's a bit of trivia with your song, with Tell Him. It was recorded first as Tell Her.
Oh, I know, by Johnny Thunder.
Yeah.
He used Gil Hamilton,
redid
though,
it.
then.
Gil
Gil
Hamilton,
Hamilton.
yes.
His real
Gil
name.
Hamilton, he was from the Caribbean.
Who taught you the song? Did Bert Burns teach you the
No,
song?
Lieber and Stoller. Well, Bert, yeah, he taught us the original, and then Lieber and Stoller, and also Herbie, one of the members of our group, they tweaked it a little bit.
And a
for
great
us.
arrangement too, right?
Yeah, and
Terrific,
teacher
right?
arranged.
Tell them that you always didn't want to do it.
Oh, yeah, well, that's our famous story that when we first heard it, we didn't really want to do it that much, but Lieber and Stoller talked us into it. So we said, okay, so we went home and Herbie tweaked it for us, and then when we went back, Lieber and Stoller tweaked it a little bit more, and this is what we had.
And you were also in one of the very first videos for.
Oh yeah,
right?
I should mention that we made the very first music video called Scopatone. It was it was played in a video jukebox.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, we made it. We filmed it in
Amazing.
Paris.
And it was in color, too.
And let's-
Yeah.
So thank you for coming down here tonight and sharing
you're
some
so
of this.
welcome.
Thank you. John Clementi, let's take the microphone.
Take the microphone away.
There
Sorry,
you go.
Gene.
Take the phone. There you go.
Quite all
But,
right.
but Gene will be right with us. So it's great to have you back down here
Thank you.
tonight. What else would you like to add to the show as we approach the 5 minutes to
Oh, let's
before the
see. Let's start. Let me have my book. I'll start from the first page. I can read it all and no,
But actually, we could read the back page if you like.
no, that's okay. I don't. It's just exciting to hear these stories. They've always intrigued me. I mean, any artist. I've always been a fan of music, and as a musician myself, it's just interesting to hear all of this because everybody, back then, everybody got played on the radio. It was so great. You didn't have to. It seems like. I mean, I know you said that it was hard. It was probably harder for women, girls at the time because people had preconceived notions about girls and it's not going to last or blah 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 blah. But it just seems like it was so easy to get yourself heard back then. It seems like you have to jump through so many hoops now. You have to go and have a finished master and a producer. Yeah, and Mikey knows because she's going to tell you about her great Grandma Mikey series, second half, I guess, of the program.
And John, weren't the melodies really, really fantastic?
They were. They were great songs, and especially in the early '60s, where you had writers coming together and leaving behind. And don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of group harmony. I'm a big fan of what retro they call it doo-wop, but. You don't have these, lyrics, love you so, never let you go. How boring.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, you had people like Carole King and Ellie Greenwich and Jeff Barry and Artie Kornfeld and Tony Wine and all of these people, Burt Burns, all writing these songs that had a little bit more meat to the lyrics and the great melodies. And then, of course, it was the beginning of the 1960s, so there were more kids there to buy the records, and that's why 60s music was part of it was so huge.
Thank you. How about Gene Thomas? Let's go over to Gene. Gene, a last story or something you'd like to wrap up the show with tonight?
Well, can I mention what I'm involved with?
Of course, please.
Involved
Very
in?
important.
My two daughters and I own a restaurant called Alice's Teacup, which has 3 locations in Manhattan. And it's a lot of fun. It's a tea restaurant.
Maybe we could broadcast live from there. We could do another 60s
We
show.
love it.
We'll get Brian. Brian could be the interview. He could do all the interviews,
Exactly.
right, Brian?
Yeah.
Brian,
Oh,
how
Upper
about,
West Side and Upper East Side.
terrific. Mikey, thanks for coming down here tonight.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this. At least
Very, very
it went
much.
very fast, didn't it, the first hour?
Too fast. Too
So,
fast.
reflections about your career or about the women that are here tonight
Well-
or anything?
It's set me up for what I'm doing now. At the age of 72, I am reincarnated as Grandma Mikey and her magic music box, and we're building a music-based website and record label for children and their families, and I'm having a blast with it. And if you think it feels 60s, the hooks are all in these songs. So I'm having a blast with that. So grandmamikey.com.
I love
You
it.
can check me
You got some
out.
great Christmas music there,
Yes,
too.
we put out a Christmas CD, and I've written 7 new songs and covered 3. So I had a blast with this, and 7 backup singers between the ages of 6 and 12. So we rock.
You rock, and
Wow.
Brian Gary here, he rocks too, and he's going to play the guitar in our
That's right.
next hour. Reflections or anything you'd like to add to the last minute of the show tonight? Brian.
I've always loved what they did, and it's great that you're having everybody on the show tonight.
Problem.
And
Thank you.
we'll join you for part 2 with myself and Andrew Martin And I want to thank Jim Petrecca for this, John Clementi, and how we're going out with this show tonight, Jim.
Going out with the Exciters.
That's on top, right, as opposed to the bottom. And thanks, Jeff, for being part of this experience here and YouTubing this for us tonight. And everyone here that's in the studio, thank you for coming down here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
WPAT New York.